For my generation, we have watched the world cross borders each day, creating a more blended culture. As the United States continues to embrace diversity and transform, how do you propose to preserve the American culture and our traditions?
Ken? You know, I'm not sure what role government really has in preserving our culture. Certainly, immigration is an important issue in that regard. We have for a century or 2 centuries controlled immigration in this country to a certain extent now, and I think that is a culture issue that's important. I disagree strongly with the concept of separation in church and state. It was not written into the Constitution. While we have a Constitution that is very strong in the sense that we are not going to have a religion that's sanctioned by the government, it doesn't mean that we need to have a separation between government and religion. And so that concerns me a great deal. So I think there are cultural differences. I think we are as strong as we our culture. Our culture gives us our strength, I guess is the best way to put that. And I am worried about the fact that we seem to be walking away from culture. And one thing that President Obama has done that I would certainly speak about is calling the Christmas tree, which has historically been called a Christmas tree in Washington, D.C., a holiday tree, is just flat wrong.
Jane.
Thank you, Christina. That's a great question. I would assert that America is a nation of immigrants, and we need to celebrate the contributions that our immigrants have made. I would assert that all of us are probably from immigrant ancestry, and so how we message about our immigrant population is very, very important. I would also say that we as Americans need to understand our founding principles. You talk about faith, freedom here on campus, and those are good things that we need to do. When I started my opening comments, I wanted to talk about the important American traditions that set us apart. And so I think back to education, not rewriting history, but talking about who we are as Americans, that we are an exceptional nation, how we were created, and it was around our faith traditions, that we are hardworking, free enterprise people who believe in freedom and limited government. So education would be the key to preserving American culture.
We go to you, Tom.
Thank you. The fact that people have come here from all over the world, and people still continue to come here from all over the world, is part of what's made this country so great. But the caveat with that is that people came here to become Americans. Out of many, one. And that is what we have to protect. One of the ways we can do that is realizing that societies that are united together with a common language is one of the most important things that keeps people. We need to celebrate the fact that we have a nation where we speak English, and English is an important part of holding our nation together. The concept of out of many, one is central to the founding of this nation. It's central to the future of this nation, and we need to teach that. And we need to teach the things that we teach here at Colorado Christian University. And having places like this and the Centennial Institute that talks about the founding principles of our nation is part of the answer to that issue.
Thank you. We'll conclude with Cleve.
I believe preserving our culture goes back to the way we were brought up most of us in our childhood. The fact that faith is key in our lives, has been key in my life, and we've got to set an example in faith, I think, even for the immigrants coming into our country. They're looking for a home. As I've said, I've worked around the world, and people love America. They love the idea of coming to America, even standing by an American when you're traveling. And we don't need to lose that, and we don't need to break down our country because of some groups that want to break down our faith. And then I think we've got to keep our family unit strong, because that's our vehicle for moving faith through the system and moving principles and values through the system to show immigrants what we're all about and the culture that this country is all about. And then I think we still got to put country up there and be proud of our country and stand strong, and don't be afraid to stand up when the flag comes by in the parade and let people know you love your country. We've kind of, part of our heritage has been just straight faith and family and country, and so many people got away from it. So it's time to get back to it if we're going to preserve this country. Thank you.